Right, so I've arrived at the University of the Western Cape today. I'm here it's a very cold and blustery day outside, by the way. That's why I'm standing inside the Health Sciences building. And I'm here for a conference which is co-hosted by the German churches, the EKD, the Evangelical Lutheran Church, the South African Council of Churches, some German mission organizations, the Desmond Tutu Center here at the University of the Western Cape, and our own Bayers Nudia Center for Public Theology. And the conference is called Together for Justice. Now today happens to be a Thursday, and Thursdays are always days on which justice seems very close to me. And the reason for that is for the past 11 years I fast every Thursday, so I don't eat any meals from a Thursday morning when I wake up to a Thursday night. Now that may not sound like very much, but I can tell you, when you cannot choose to eat, when you have disciplined yourself not to eat, it becomes quite a challenge. Now this first started for me just over 11 years ago when my son Liam was born, and he was born premature and was very fragile at birth and spent 3 months in the intensive care unit. My father-in-law, who's a very devout man, decided that he would fast every Friday until Liam came out of hospital, and I joined him in that. But later on I came to realize the spiritual importance of this discipline. And there are two reasons for that. The first is that this spiritual discipline, fasting, reminds me just how much power my body holds over my life. The fact that my bodily needs, the need for food, but of course there are other bodily needs like intimacy, sleep, all of these things direct how I live my life. And I wanted to recognize as a Christian person that my body shouldn't dictate how I live, and particularly food. And there's so many people whose needs, my own bodily needs, cause them to fall into sin. We eat too much. We waste food. We eat more than we need. And so every Thursday when I choose not to eat, it reminds me that my body needs to be disciplined in ways that are just and right and good, not only for me but also for the planet and for others. That's perhaps the second thing that I do every Thursday, is I'm reminded that in the context where I live in South Africa, there are millions of people who cannot eat a meal every day. A couple of years ago I wrote a book called Christian and Positive about HIV, and I was really struggling with the content of that book until a friend of mine, a real activist, said, "Dion, your problem is that you're too fat and you're too rich." And he challenged me that for those 6 months in which I was working on the book, only to live on one meal a day, only to eat dinner every day. And I can tell you, it is an incredibly difficult thing, like this morning, waking up hungry, knowing that you're going into a day where other people will eat all around you. Your energy is low, you feel your stomach all the time, and you're having to subsist, you're having to make your way in the world. And of course for many South Africans that is the reality. They'll spend their whole day working to gather enough resources just to be able to eat one meal. And so that experience reminded me that I need to choose to live in a way which is more just. So on a day like today, I think of what the prophet Isaiah reminds us of, that the kind of fasting that the Lord requires is a fasting for justice. And it reminds me that I'm giving up not only a meal, but that I'm choosing to live in a way which is perhaps a little more simple, a way that deals with food, but also with possessions, with authority and prominence in ways that should be different from the rest of the world. And I'm reminded on a day like today that my life should be dedicated towards working for the good of all persons, so that no one should ever have to go without what their body needs or requires. So this is not a lecture, just a thought. I thought I'd share this with you at this conference, Together for Justice, in South Africa and Germany. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about spiritual disciplines and their relationship to justice. What disciplines do you follow? I know that there are people who are involved in movements of prayer, people who choose economic simplicity. I, for example, choose to drive a motorbike rather than a car in order to keep my budget low, my footprint low. But what kind of things are you involved in to make the planet and the world a better place? So thanks for watching today's video. I'd love to hear your comments and your feedback. please share the video, like it, repost it if it's useful to you, and connect with me. Leave your comments either on YouTube, youtube.com/Dion Forster, or on my website, dionforster.com, or via Instagram or Twitter @DigitalDion. So thanks for watching.